All right, let's take a look at some factoring. Today we learned how to factor simple trinomials. Let's go practice a few. We're using this X method as just a tool for helping you to find the factors. So in this X method, let me just write you a little note on the top. Oops, let's use okay. In the top of the X goes the product, and the bottom goes the sum. And then on the side are your factors, like factor A and factor B. And then what product and what sum are we talking about? If you're given a quadratic in standard form, the product we're talking about is these two numbers multiplied. So an invisible 1 times the C. So we call that product A times C. Because your A is 1 in all these examples today, you're really just going to be writing the C value up there. Your sum is the B value right there. It means it needs to add up to that number. So here we go. Let's practice a couple of these. So my product is -5 times invisible 1, and my sum, my B value, is 4. So I say to myself, what times what equals -5 and then adds up to 4? Hopefully you thought of the factors 1 times 5, and then we're deciding which one gets the sign. Do I want it to be 5 minus 1 or 1 minus 5? What do you think? You got it. 5 minus 1 does make 4. So x plus 5, x minus 1 are my two factors. Now, what the heck is this little thing for over here? You have a couple options for this. It's kind of like an optional thing on the worksheet. If you'd like to write the x plus 5 and the x minus 1 factors out that you just got, you could use this box to check your work. And we see that 5 minus 1x does give me the 4x in the middle. So you use this box to check your work. Similarly, you could also use this box to fill in what you were given at the get-go. See how you have an x squared right here and a -5 right here? Now we could use this box to work backwards to find the factors. So you might say to yourself, well, x times x makes x squared, and 5 times 1 makes 5. And then you fill in some signs to see what works. So you might go +5, -1, and then multiply it out and see if it works for you. So this box can be used to find the factors. This box can be used to check your work. It's an optional box for you to use how you like. Let's speed through some more of these. C value in the top. What times what equals -6 and gives me a negative invisible 1 here at the bottom. Factors for 6 are 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Let's try 2 times 3. Which sign should I get? Is it 3 minus 2 or 2 minus 3? It should be x plus 2 and x minus 3. How'd you do? For the next one, we've got -12 as the product in the top and -1 for your B value in the bottom. What times what equals 12? You got it, 3 times 4. And then should it be 4 minus 3 or 3 minus 4? Excellent if you said 3 minus 4. What times what equals 30 and subtracts to give me -1? Well, is it 5 minus 6 or 6 minus 5? What times what gives me 20 and adds up to 9? What times what equals -18 and adds up to -7? What times what equals 56 and adds up to negative 15? Now in this one, both of them needed to be negative because negative times negative equals positive 56. What times what equals 49 and adds up to 14? You can write these factors as x plus 7 times x plus 7, or maybe you noticed it was a perfect square. What times what equals 24 and adds up to 11? It's the x plus 3, x plus 8 factors. What times what equals negative 48 and adds up to positive 8? Is it the 4 minus 12 or the 12 minus 4? What times what equals 45 and adds up to negative 14? What times what equals negative 80 and adds up to 2? Is it 10 minus 8 or 8 minus 10? What times what equals 54 and subtracts to give me negative 3? What times what gives me negative 36 and adds up to negative 9? What times what equals 60 and adds up to 19? Awesome job. All right, I also wanted you to go try, we did 2A in class. I wanted you to try 2B. So in class, here's the steps I went through. Step 1, make space, means you bump the 3 over. Step 2, you do the B work, that middle number divided in half. So 4 divided in half is 2, and then we square it. 2 squared is 4. If I add 4 to this, I have to subtract 4 to balance. The whole reason I've made this completed square is so I could get the x plus 2 perfect square factors. And then 3 minus 4 is just negative 1. This is now in vertex form. So you're able to get the vertex down here. From right here. Okay, pause the video and go try letter B. Let's see how you did. Step 1, make space. Off to the side, do your B work. 2 divided by 2 is 1 squared. 1 times 1 is 1. I can't just arbitrarily add 1 without subtracting 1 to balance. The whole reason I did this was to make the x plus 1 perfect squares. Negative 5 minus 1 at the end is negative 6. What's my vertex? And that comes from right here. Awesome. How'd you do on your first one?